Welcome to Hacking Playground. Another day, another great episode. If you are here, that means that you are looking for some really good new knowledge. Today, I want to take it a little bit more differently. I really want to talk about some startups and some new stuff that is cooking on the market. I found very interesting tool and or platform, if you will call it like that. And I want to just deep dive in it, just if it makes sense to use it. It's called Brainboard. And a few years ago, I was talking about Cloudcraft, which is a very good tool for 3D visualization and live monitoring of your account and visualization of that. And I really found out there are more tools like that, and Brainboard is one of them. So I want to really share with you as my community also not only about AWS and other things, because that's also something that I really love and enjoy, but I want to bring something different, and I will try to bring more to you just by these videos about something else, something new. And I found Brainboard pretty fresh, so that's why I'm really sharing that with you. Today, I want to talk about a really cool tool which is called Brainboard. Actually, I'm not paid by them or anything. I just find this tool and or platform, if you will call it like that. It's a SaaS tool, very interesting and very ambitious. And I'm like, okay, maybe it will be very good to give it a shot and just to show you how the infrastructure design for AWS for any cloud provider can look like. After I log in this tool, it's very simple. If you will look at my screen, and this is onboarding demo for budget and cost management. It's very easy. It's very interesting tool, and I'm really impressed where Xavi, who is actually creating this tool, went with this idea of having bidirectional tool for diagram to code and code to diagram. So basically, on the left side, I can see the diagram. On the right side, I see the Terraform generated. This is absolutely crazy thing. So I can even select from ready to roll templates. If I will go to new architecture, I can do it from template. I can do it from infrastructure or from scratch. You can just start to design from whenever you want. So if you will go to from your infrastructure, you can. And I'm not using this because this costs credits. So you can even import your cloud provider, which is also interesting, or from your Git repository. So you can go from your Git repository, you can go with GitHub, you can go with your private or public, you can connect your GitHub to this tool and basically import your Terraform files and start to designing things, add new things, and add new diagrams. So I will go here with the new repository. It's very simple. So I just want to be straightforward. I really want to show you how really interesting this idea is. So I will use TerraGoat. And TerraGoat, I'll show you, this is something from Bridge Crew. It's intentionally vulnerable infrastructure as code from Terraform. So I will use my master branch. Obviously, you can list another branches with the subfolder. And when I will click on import, which is very easy, it's public repository. So you can try it by yourself. Very simple, very easy. So I'll import this public repository there. And basically, I need to name it. I'll say, okay, Marek, goat, and it will show you how many nodes you have, how many variables, how many outputs are already defined in this infrastructure. So I will click on create infrastructure. It will process these files. And as you see here, it basically imports the infrastructure that was generated in this public repository. So you can even review the modules that you have available from your Terraform repos, which is absolutely mind-blowing. I really like it. I won't lie, I really like it. You can even create a pull request and you can plan it and validate and other things, which I found very interesting. So how it works, I can even, for example, I will try to go closer just to show you what you can actually do here. And you can, for example, click on one of these elements and it will tell you where the infrastructure lies, where is the problem. And you can even list all the Terraform files that I imported. So I will click on, for example, on this ELB, and it will show me the code of the ELB, which is absolutely great. I really like it too. And it will show me, how it is configured. There are some tags that are extra added, the git commit, whatever. So if I want to change this tool, and I can say, okay, I can edit the title, I can do some highlights, I can edit the file name for Terraform, I can switch the data of the Terraform. So if I will go to cloud configuration, I can change the listener port, if there are some suggestions, it is trying to find out this suggestion in your currently created resources, which is also very good. So I will say, okay, it will be like, I don't know, 443, sorry, 443, and I can say, okay, load balance support is this. I would say this is an HTTPS, and I can even like select the certificate if I have some. There are no certificates right now, and I can have advanced configuration like availability zone. So I would say the majority of the parameters that you can configure are there. For example, if you want to have access logs, you can select the bucket, for example, logs bucket. And I can say, okay, it's enabled by default. Perfect. Do I want to create some prefix? Perfect. There are some even resources available for that, or data sources. So it is actually helping me a lot. So when I will close it, it should update the Terraform. And you see here that it added the access logs. It also should modify, it changed the listener or the health checks, and the listener is here, you see. The load balance port is 443. The protocol is HTTPS. So it basically, when you design your infrastructure, it modifies the code here. And when you have the full, I will click here. When you have the full license of it, because I'm using obviously the free version just for fun and for designing. So I will just scroll, I will little bit zoom out. I can create a pull request with that, or I can download the selected file, or I can download all the files. So basically, when I'm designing from the scratch, imagine that I'm doing this from the scratch. I can download this file that I just created. You can tweak it if you want. You can create a pull request from it. This is really cool. And you see that this is an AWS infrastructure. If you will be using Azure or GCP or any other supported here, you see the Azure, Amazon resources, Google Cloud, Oracle, like lots of different cloud providers are already supported, which is very cool. I'm a fan of these guys because they are really, really good what they're doing. And for example, I can, even add here new to think. For example, I just don't want to be crazy with something, so I will add here a CloudTrail. I'll click on CloudTrail, click on this resource, add it here, and it basically adds a CloudTrail resource in my Terraform. And you see here that this is in main, and it also shows you all the files that are being created. So you can even rename these files if you don't like it. So here you see the files. You can show resources in this file. So for example, if you want to be selective, I can click on EC2 and it will show me the resources here. I'll just maybe hide this and show you here. For example, the ECR. Show me the resources that are only in ECR. So I will click on that, and it should point on the resources that are only on the ECR. Or it should show me the specific resources are in this file. So I will go back maybe just to show you something like a little bit more visible. Maybe the KMS or IAM, EKS, I'm thinking EC2. EC2 is very, and here it's I don't know if you see it, but it's highlighted. So it highlights the resources in the specific file. Another crazy thing, it's really good. And the idea behind it is very good. You can even remove the file, which is also very good. So it's not bad. If you don't have, if you are looking for ideation, and also what I wanted to add here, hello YouTube. This is something that I really like too. You can create your own README. What I would appreciate here, it will be really good, like, I don't know, AI or LLM generated description based on the Terraform files. It will be good because it will be not hard to make today. That's something, guys, that you need to work on, but everything else is really good. So you can even create new version of it, and you can do descriptions, so you can have multiple versions of your infrastructure, which means multiple version of your Terraform files. You can even export this into JSON, which is like some Brainboard infrastructure. So absolutely not bad. You can do some small changes. You can switch to move mode. You can go to data. You can change the version of your provider. This is also very good. This will modify the files of your provider. And if you want to go through your variables, you can go to variables. You can see the AMI, how they are set up, your local, your outputs, and if you imported something, but you can see that there are some outputs. And for example, what I found very interesting, sorry, this is not a big problem, but here, for example, the secret, that's the great thing. So if you are putting secret outside of your Terraform in the outputs, This is something that you do not want to, share publicly or share in the CI/CD or share in your outputs. So you can mark it as sensitive to make it masked. And this is something that I really want to stress out as a really good DevSecOps practice, just masking the sensitive data in Terraform. And you can actually do it. You can even like delete it and another thing. And if you want, you can just switch to back to the design area, and you can continue designing. This is really, really cool. And also, if you get lost and you're looking for, hey, let's just do some ideation. You have the CI/CD and other things that we will go through later. But when I will go to templates, I can go to AWS. Obviously, I'm AWS fan, so. And you can go, I don't know, the VPC with subnets, and you can click on here, and you can see the description of it. This looks like a Terraform doc, very simple, and who created this one, and you can import this one. So here is a copy in your current project. So I can copy that in my current infrastructure, and I can even add from the templates the new part of the infrastructure, which is absolutely great. You can create very complex systems here. So you see here that this is very simple architecture with Jenkins, with some load balance. It's not so simple, but it's a good example that you can basically import the resources to your diagramming solution. This is really good. And what I found that they added, because I'm not using this tool every day, but it's very interesting. There's a CI/CD designer and the pipelines that you can configure. I didn't configure any pipelines, even though I have like a connector to my GitHub. And you can create a drift detection or public workflow. So I can even use this template. And they are starting to work on the templating system for the workflows for pipelines. So this is something that I found very interesting. I didn't test it fully, so this is something up to you just to try it if it will work for you. You can run the pipeline, and they are really good. I would say recommendations. You see that this is not allowed in my subscription plans. Because I'm a poor guy, I didn't pay for this yet. So basically, if you look at here, there's a code validation. Nice. You basically run the Terraform validate. The cost estimation with InfraCost. InfraCost is very known, very cool tool for basically giving you guess on how much you will pay for infra. TFSec, not bad, not good, something in between. TIS benchmarking, I will not say that TerraScan is just TIS benchmarking tool, but also good. And then you can send an email. But if I will go through this this particular CI/CD, I will say that 50 to 60 things missing for me. So let's go back, to the management of the projects, because here you get the idea of the infrastructure, but I'm doing this in the dev environment. So you have this project structure. You can create more projects, and you see the environments there. You can manage different environments and different architecture here, which is really, really cool idea too. So, and you should have at least development, staging, production. The environment 6, I don't know, maybe I created it just as a fan. But the QA, I don't know if you need it, but yes, it will be great. And if you have test and QA, that's implicit. If you want to delete some of these projects, you can just click here and you can delete the project. This one, no. Can say if I want to delete specific project, for example, delete environment. Yes, I will delete the environment and it should disappear. You need to have at least one project here. It will tell you, hey, you cannot just delete me because I'm the last person in the room. And I agree with that. So this development one, I have the different templates here. And you can even go here and you see the create a template from this architecture. So you can create your own templates, which is very good. If I will go back to edit, this is also a very important part of the workflows. Then you can see it here. There's reviewing, approved, rejected. It changed the style if you can deploy it from here or not. I didn't configure my Terraform backend yet, so I can give it approved. If it is approved, it can be deployed. If it is, for example, reviewing, it's not. It's a work in progress to say, hey, can you just wait with the reviews? Not bad, not good. Now I would say this is really good recommendation for your CI/CD, review workflows or process, if you will call it like that. So I'll approve this one and I'll close it. It will change the template, and I will go here and I'll show something. When you go here with the plan, you can say this is deployment pre-flight, it will tell you what will be deployed, and you can open even the node configuration and just to check it out. What is very good, and what I think is not necessary here is destroy, because it should not be used often. You just delete the resources and it will be destroyed by the Terraform descriptive logic. But the validate one is very good, and it can basically tell you, hey, can I, these files, please refill fields required here. So this is something that is missing here. If I will go through validate, and maybe I will delete few of these things that I don't want here. For example, the part that I include in the template, I can just go here. I can basically delete this one, and it should be very easy. You can delete selected nodes, and you see that I just deleted that, so it's not there. So I should click on validate and we'll see. And the number of nodes should be changed. So you can basically, very simply, you just mark the nodes that you want to change. You want to modify, yes, you can change the colors and background colors and set up the cloud configuration. I'll try validate. Okay, I do not want to do this because that will be for a very long time. But when you run validate, it connects the backend for Brainboard, and they very simply run a validate. So if I want to run plan, it will be the same situation. So I will go to dev again, and I will go to monitoring cost and template. I'll try to validate this one because it should not need any inputs. And it basically runs on the backend of Brainboard, and it should very easily run a validation. That means a Terraform validate on my files with the specific provider. You see, it's validated, very good. The configuration is valid, so it will tell me that syntactically my Terraform is okay. And if you want to run plan for this, you see that I don't have any cloud credentials or anything. You can even download the output. You can go to pipeline, various things, very easy. And if just to basically show you the rest of the things, yeah, there's a documentation and other things. There is also the management of the users that I want to show you. If I will be able to get there in the projects, you should be able to even set up you see that I'm an admin, so you can set up the different teams. So here, the members and organizations and projects, basically billing. You can have Git apps. You can even configure your cloud providers. So if I will go to organization or the members, you see that there should be just me with my email. Don't write me like emails. Thank you. And then the organization. So this is my organization. What is very good from security perspective, you can enable the two-factor authentication and you can disable that. So this is also a very good thing that I really appreciate. And with the cloud providers, you really need to configure something. So here you have two options, assume role or create new connection with assume role or access keys. So assume role, it's much better. Basically, you can create a role in your AWS account to assume the role. With AWS credentials, you are just giving the keys to the company that you don't know. I'm not saying that I don't trust them, but sometimes it's not a good thing to do. And when you go to projects, you can manage the project. You can say which environments are there, which members are there. You can assign specific roles. So I would say that the role management is on the good way for this, I would say, startup platform. So very interesting. You can even add your GitHub integration. You can view my GitHub integration. You can see that I have the integration with my own GitHub repo, which is not bad. So, and even the data. So that's the thing that you need to configure by yourself. It's a Terraform backend. I'm now using the Brainboard backend, but what I recommend, use AWS S3 bucket, Azure Blob Storage, or Google Cloud Storage. One of these three remote backends, because of the versioning, because of the encryption, because of the many features that you can have in these cloud managed blob storage. So that's from my side. I just want to show you how amazing this tool is. There is also option to search. So if you are looking for the specific elements, you can click on, I don't know, this specific window, search Terraform resources, I'll write S3, and you can get all the things that you can put in your diagrams, like S3 bucket, and the bucket endpoint, bucket metric. If I will click on the bucket, you will see that, it can even, again, configure the region, advanced configuration, bucket prefix, force destroy, etc., etc. So not very bad, and I think that this platform has a future because the idea behind this is very cool. So let me know what you think about it. You know, what do you think that is great and what they can do better? Or did you even try this platform? Do you know them? So just let me know in the comments, please. Thank you so much for watching today's episode. I'm happy that you are really here still with me after this time. I'm really trying to keep up and create more content. I will keep more with more content too because I have now more time. I would want to dedicate more to community. And also, I'm very interested about your thoughts around this particular tool. Do you know any similar tools? What are you using for visualization of your infrastructure? What are you using for generation of your infrastructure? Because I know in even in the LLM world, there is nothing like 100% clear that will help you to write clean Terraform, or you will just provide an infrastructure and it will generate it for you, or you will provide a code and it will generate from that code pretty clean diagrams. There is no solution like that on the market that's 100% clear, but I'm very interested in your thoughts. So please put it in the comments and still a little bit up the discussion. So see you next time and thank you for watching.